guys, welcome to Freedom in a Budget. I'm Kelly and it is time to talk about frugal living and all of my frugal life hacks. I didn't realize how frugal I was until some of my coworkers kind of called me out on it, and it was this whole big debate versus frugal versus cheap. And I personally think that I am frugal and not cheap. I think that there is a very fine line, but there is definitely a line and a very big difference between the two, frugal versus cheap. I don't know, I was trying to come up with an analogy for them, and I was kind of thinking of like cheap pair of pants. You know, you buy pants or jeans at a really cheap place and they fall apart, and you know, they last maybe 6 months, maybe a year. But if you invest in a really good pair of pants that's going to last you 10, 15, 20 years, that's more frugal because you're putting in a little bit of the money up front and having it last you, for years and years to come. Whereas like buying these expensive pants, but getting multiple pairs of pants and all this extravagant, multiple, that's not really frugal. It's just kind of living beyond your means and not what is really necessary and not really what's required. So that's kind of the difference of frugal versus cheap. Let me know down below what you guys think of frugal versus cheap. Are you frugal? Are you cheap? Which one are you? Are you bougie? Which? Let me know, guys. I would love to hear it down below. So we're going to do my life hacks, frugal living. Honestly, guys, I added up some of these and I realized how much I was really saving, and it was thousands of dollars. I couldn't believe it. And I didn't realize how much it adds up, but it does. It really adds up quickly. So even if you just do a couple of these, it can save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So let's get to it. All right, number one is shopping at fancy grocery stores. Yes, that is a thing. And to me, the grocery stores in my area are like Publix and Winn-Dixie and Whole Foods, Fresh Market, those places. And those are the fancy grocery stores. I shop at Aldi, and I've really done a lot of research on places like Publix versus places like Aldi. And Aldi will save you on average 30% towards your groceries. 30%, that is incredible. That is so high, and you really save a lot throughout the year and every single week. I even did a hero box. You guys know I love hero box, and I did recently a hero box where I went shopping at Walmart, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I can just knock everything out, and I can just get the food items and the personal items all in one place. It'll be good because I was on a tight time frame when I wanted to get the box out. I was blown away at how expensive Walmart was. I used to do all my grocery shopping there. I used to think that I was super frugal for shopping at Walmart versus Publix, and even shopping at Walmart, it was still so much more expensive than shopping at Aldi. So definitely check to see if there's an Aldi near you, and if not, check to see a Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is a little bit more expensive than Aldi, but it's still a lot cheaper than places like Stop and Shop, Publix, Shaw's. I'm trying to think of other ones throughout the country. I'm not sure, but those are the main ones in our area in the Northeast where I'm from. So go check it out. Number two is to drive smart. This may sound a little weird, but not to get above 2 RPMs on the scale, like on the speedometer thing that you guys see. I was always growing up, and my dad told me not to be a jackrabbiter, and I was so confused of what that meant. But he was basically saying that, when the light turns green and you go, don't be the first one out there. Don't be the first one that is like half a mile up the block and everyone else is still behind you. Work up to it. It's going to be okay. And so it takes a little bit to get used to. Sometimes you're like, is my car going to go? But we're at like 1.5. Oh, we're almost at 2. Oh, we just went over a little bit. We need to bring it down a little bit. And it takes, depending on what kind of car you have, sometimes it takes 20, 30 seconds to get up to that speed of 45 miles per hour or whatever it is. But it's going to get there. And then you know what? You're right in line with the other cars, which they may have gone a lot faster, but you all stay at the same speed. So it's going to make the same difference. And those little things make a big difference in your gas mileage. It is crazy how much gas you can save by just making sure that you're not going over 2 RPMs on your speedometer. So, or whatever that thing is called. So be aware of it. And the first time that I started doing this, I was like, holy cow, we're hitting 3, we're hitting 4, we're going up there. And you'll be surprised of how easy it is to get past that, but it's also very easy to stay below it as well, and that'll save a lot of gas money. Number 3 is a high ticket makeup. I am a very frugal makeup shopper. I do my full face of makeup, which you guys have seen a Get Ready With Me. Full face of makeup on just a drugstore makeup that I buy at Target, Walmart, wherever that may be. and it really does great coverage. And, you know, to be honest, a lot of people can't tell. A lot of people think that I buy my makeup at Sephora and MAC and different places like that. Nope. You can find quality pieces. You can find quality items that really have the coverage that you need. You just need to know what works best for your skin. And it may take a little bit of playing around, but once you know what works best for your skin, then stick to it. And also, I'm really big on only purchasing what I need and not repurchasing until I've used something up. It's so tempting to get a new mascara or a new eyeshadow palette or new bronzer, different things like that. But you still have, you know, plenty in yours, or you may have 2 or 3. So I'm really, really being intentional of making sure that I use those products up before I go and purchase new ones. It is very hard sometimes, especially when I see great deals in really pretty colors and palettes, but stay strong. It'll save you money. It'll be worth it. Number 4 is produce containers. Guys, these are amazing. This is a little one that I have for like berries and different things. As you can see, it has a little green tray in there, and what that does is it lifts the fruit or the produce up off of the bottom so the condensation doesn't get to it. These apples have been in here for 2 or 3 weeks now, and they're still super firm. They are crisp. They are delicious. So these produce containers really saved me a lot of money. I'm actually thinking of doing a video of a remake, which I did it very many years ago when I first started my channel, of 10 things I bought that have saved me money. And I really want to do that video again, an updated version of it, and show you guys what I've purchased over the years, because it's amazing how many things I have, but I didn't realize that, oh, that saved me a lot of money. So these produce containers, they keep your produce so fresh for so long. It is a game changer. I have been guilty of, you know, seeing a great sale at Aldi and stocking up on tons and tons of produce, and then next thing I know, the berries have mold on them, or they're not quite firm, and Jamie doesn't like his grapes unless they have like that crisp bite to them, and so he doesn't want to eat them, and then I don't really want to eat them either. So just keeping them in these produce containers, it really extends the life of them. I personally don't wash my produce when I put it in here, so when I get home from the grocery store, I put it right in. I don't wash it, I don't prep it, anything like that. I find that it lasts longer, and then when I am ready to eat it, then I'll wash it at that time. So just a little life hack. Next is store-bought cleaners. I don't buy any of those fancy cleaners or anything like that. I do pretty much everything by homemade products, and I'm not one of those like super, like, I don't want to say, I don't know, like those super homeopathic, everything has to be homemade person, but I've just realized that it's so much better for me. I hate the smell of bleach. Like if there's a smell that I like, oh, I get nauseous every time I smell it. Even if I walk into a restaurant and it smells like bleach, I can't eat there. And Jamie's like, no, it smells clean. It smells fresh. Good. No, I can't do it. I cannot stand the smell of bleach. So I use a lot of like salt. I use a lot of water and vinegar, baking soda and vinegar, different mixes like that. Add a little bit of essential oils. And it is a great, great cleaner. It has saved me so much money by making them from scratch, making them from home. I haven't gotten to the point where I've made homemade laundry detergent yet. I'm still a Tide Pods girl, but maybe someday. And also, going back to the produce containers, I've also noticed that soaking produce and fruit in water and vinegar, 1 part vinegar, 4 parts water, will help kill any mold spurs. So if you have any strawberries or anything that are, you know, you want to make sure you really extend the life of them, try dipping them in that solution and then rinse them really well. Make sure they are pat dry before you put them in any containers. But those are really great produce cleaners and produce, I don't know, life extenders. They really make a big difference. I've noticed that, you know, the different like fruit sprays, no, those are just a waste of money. Water, vinegar, that's all you need for produce cleaners. Number 7 is bringing food to work for lunch. I do not buy out for any lunches. I could probably count the number of times in the past 10 years of how many times I've eaten out for lunch or gotten delivery or anything like that. And you could probably count on my 2 hands in 10 years. I just don't do it, guys. I really don't see the worth in it. I don't see the value. I always feel like crap after I eat it because it's always so heavy, and I really enjoy bringing my lunch. Okay, I don't really enjoy bringing my lunch on like Thursday, Friday. By Thursday, Friday, I'm usually sick of it. which I've talked about possibly doing 2 different meal preps, like a meal prep on the weekend and then another meal prep on like Wednesday to do the rest of the week, which I do need to try that just to see if I can still have that, yay, this is super yummy, because sometimes by like Friday, meatloaf is not very good, but that's okay. So I've really, really gotten good at meal prepping on Sundays, and I've even gotten Jamie to do his food as well. It took a process. You guys have seen why my husband has an unlimited eating out budget video from a year or so ago, and he used to eat out every single meal. Now he's getting a lot better. Now he brings lunch 4 to 5 times a week, or 3 to 4 times a week. He eats lunch like once a week. Lunch out once a week. So that's really good, and it saved us so much money by him bringing lunches to work. I told him that I will make him anything he wants for lunches. Anything he wants, it will still be cheaper at the grocery store than it's going out. Lately, he's been on a shrimp scampi cake, which I don't eat seafood, so cooking shrimp and the smell of shrimp just grosses me out, but I'm a good wife and I do it, and he's loving it. He recently had, well, maybe about 6 months ago, his work had some major layoffs. Everyone got a 5% pay cut, which was a little not scary, but it sucked. And so many of his coworkers decided to bring their own lunches. And he goes to me one day, he's like, yeah, this guy at work, he was like, I brought my lunch every single day this week. I didn't swipe my card once. This is crazy. I saved so much money. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it works. You don't eat out, you don't swipe your card. And it's just funny how, that's just so custom for me, and that's just what's normal. And other people like are flabbergasted by bringing your own lunch and working through lunch. I work through lunch every single day to get that overtime. And, if I was going out to eat, I wouldn't be able to do that. Sure, I could get delivery at work, but I wouldn't be able to go out and eat and still get that hour, clocked in. And then also, I've made a side hustle about this. You guys have seen that I cook for some of my coworkers and they pay me to do it, which is incredible. And so they're eating healthier foods. They're not eating out. They're saving money, and I'm making money. So it's a win-win. So not only is it saving money, but it's making money. So I do try and limit the processed foods with the frozen section, like the prepackaged meals, those like pasta things, you just put them in the skillet and they're good to go. Anything like that, I've really tried to limit. Every once in a while I'll do it, but typically I like to make from scratch, and that'll save a ton of money. Number 8 is books and using the library, using the resources that you have. I recently learned that my library has audiobooks through Overdrive, and it saves so much money. There's so many times where I have bought books. I have a whole bookshelf right here and have read like a third of them, and it's really hard to get through them, especially with how busy my schedule is and running my business and everything. But audiobooks, I'm in the car for over an hour every single day, so I can plow through those books, and it really makes a great difference. It improves my mood. I'm really learning, and I'm being intentional about what books I'm reading. So whether you like, business or self-help or any books like that, nonfiction, or if you like, the fantasy books, the mystery books, anything like that, I bet your local library will have those, and so go check them out. Number 9 is walk when you can. So I understand that different people live in different parts of the country and different walking distance, and I'm from a town in the boondocks where we had to drive 25 minutes to go to a grocery store. So I understand, living in the country, but now I live in a place where I have a Publix right here, which I don't really go to, but a Trader Joe's within walking distance. It's less than a half mile away. So not only am I saving on gas, but I'm also getting some extra steps in, and it also makes me very intentional about what I'm buying, because anything I buy, I have to carry back home. So it makes it super intentional, making sure that you're getting any extra steps in and cutting down on gas and cutting down on, using your car. When you're going out to run errands, are you doing it all on one day so that you can map it all out? Or are you doing it, oh yeah, today I'll go to this part of town, today I'll go to that part, today I'll do this, oh yeah, I have to go back there. Make sure you're intentional about it. I did a ton of mystery shopping today, and I had to go 20 miles north, then 10 miles west, but I made sure that I mapped it all out first, made sure it was the best gas mileage, and then I scheduled errands within that. I had to go to Aldi, I had to go to Costco and run a couple errands, so I made sure that was all in there, and then I'm only taking my car out once. So making sure that I'm not driving when I don't need to be, because gas, it adds up quick. And lastly, going along with that kind of, is gym memberships. Jamie and I do not have gym memberships anymore. We used to belong to UFit and a couple other ones, and we don't do that. We just do YouTube videos like the Fitness Marshall, or we'll go to a park, or we'll go to like a neighborhood that we're not familiar with and go and walk around the houses. There is a lot of very wealthy areas where I'm from, or where I live now, and we like to go and look at all the big houses and just kind of dream and just talk about what we want in our future house, what we don't want, and just kind of use that as time to, you know, just bond as a couple, like a really frugal date night. And it's just so fun to be able to catch up and spend that quality time together. Jamie does travel a lot for work, so when we do have time, we really like to be intentional about spending quality time and not just sitting in front of the TV or both working on our computers, which we often do a lot because we both have businesses. But just being intentional about that and making sure we're having that time to talk. So it's just really great to use that as a way to get steps in, use that as a way to work out and not, you know, spend money on it. Or YouTube videos. The Fitness Marshall is incredible. You guys saw my What I Ate video where I did some really embarrassing dancing, but you know what? I got a lot of steps in and a great sweat. So it was great. So let me know, guys, what you do to save money, what you do to live frugally. I would love to hear from you. And also the secret emoji. So if you made it to the end of the video, please leave this emoji in the comments below. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye.